All right, good morning, eighth grade, or good afternoon if you are in fourth period. We're going to go through your instructions for your map activity today, and we're going to go step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is, you take your DFA sheet, flip it over to the back, make sure that you're looking at the map that looks like this, so we're all on the same page. Flip your paper over now, and you can take a skim through those four instructions that are listed at the top. So it says, label each state with the correct abbreviation, write each state out with the abbreviation in the right column, place a red or blue box around the abbreviation to show whether it's a slave-owning or free state, and color each state based off its population. This is going to give us an idea for why the states grouped together in different ways during the Constitutional Convention. States that had similar interests were going to kind of band together during different compromises that took place. And so small states might all get together to protect small states' rights. States that were holding slaves might all get together. States from different geographic regions might all get together. So we're going to take a look at what those states were so we can kind of see what the breakdown was, what the teams are when they're having these various disagreements. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go through this example step by step. You're going to follow along and do Virginia and New Jersey as we go through during this video, so please make sure that you're paying attention, following along. There will be pauses, Crystal, to work as we're going through, so make sure that you're just listening, and when it pauses, then you can ask questions and get your work done, whatever. All right, so we're going to take a look at Virginia. First thing we need to do is identify the region that those two states are in. Virginia is this big one down below Maryland. New Jersey is this small one northeast of Maryland. And you're going to want to find Maryland first. That's where we live. So hopefully you know the shape of your own state. If you don't know the shape of your own state, it's a state that looks like a Thompson M1928 .45 caliber submachine gun. That's how I identify it. That's my third favorite gun from World War II. So find the gun that looks like a Thompson submachine gun, or find the state that looks like a Thompson submachine gun, and go ahead and find Virginia is going to be the one below that. So we found Virginia, and we're going to go ahead and look at our table. And the table says the 13 states, right? So that's where we're pulling all our information from. I look at Virginia. Virginia starts with a V. So they're in alphabetical order. You're going to go down to the bottom. Virginia's right there. And the first thing I want to know is, what is the abbreviation for that state? So I look at my table and it says Virginia's abbreviation is VA. So I'm going to go ahead and write the letters V and A in the state now. The other thing I'm going to do is, now that I know the name of the state and I know what its abbreviation is, the next column over says like its region, its geographic region, and that says that it's southern. So when I go down to the bottom of my map, there's three different columns. It says New England, middle, and southern, or it might say northern, middle, and southern. And since Virginia is a southern colony, and I know its abbreviation, I'm going to go over to where it says southern, and I'm going to write in the full name of the state, that's Virginia, plus the abbreviation. So now I've got the abbreviation written on the map. I've got the abbreviation and the name down at the bottom, so that's like a key, so I can say, oh, what does VA mean? Down at the bottom, VA means Virginia, so I can see that when I look at the map. And the next one I'm going to do is that same whole process for New Jersey. So you're going to look for New Jersey on the table, you're going to find the abbreviation for it, and you're going to go down to the bottom and place it in the correct geographic region. Do that now. My helper is going to pause the video. Okay, so we found that New Jersey has the letters N and J as their abbreviation, and if you're concerned about it not fitting into the state because New Jersey's a pretty small state, then that's why we have these little lines that come out of each of these states. It's going to help you get the information you need off to the side. So New Jersey's going to go out here in the Atlantic Ocean, and now we've got that labeled. We've got Virginia and New Jersey written down at the bottom, and we're ready to move on. The next column we need to look at in our table is whether or not these are slaveholding or free states. So again, I'm going to go to Virginia. Take a look, and my table is telling me that Virginia is a state that allowed for slavery. That means it's a slave state. If it's a slave state, our instructions say we want to put a box around the name of that state, not the name. We want to put a box around the abbreviation of that state in red. And same thing when I'm looking at New Jersey. Look at New Jersey on my table, and it says, okay, New Jersey is a free state, so we're going to put a box around that abbreviation in blue. So this is what it's going to end up looking like. Should look something like that. My helper's going to pause for you to get that done in 2 seconds. Okay, we've identified whether they're slave states or not. We found the correct geographic region. We got the names. We got the abbreviations. Next thing we need to look for is what are their populations. So I'm going to go ahead back to my table, and my table says that Virginia's population is about 747,000. If I'm looking at my overall map, I've got a key over here that I'm going to fill in, and it's got 3 different sort of zones. Small states have less than 150,000 people. Medium-sized states have between 150 and 300,000 people, and big states have more than 300,000 people. So I'm going to take a look at Virginia's population. We said it was 747, blah, blah, blah. And that's big, right? So that's going to be the big state. So I need to pick a color for my big state. You can pick any color you want. Try to pick colors that your partners at your table are not using so you can share these colored pencils a little better. I picked green. You can pick any color you want. So I'm going to put green in my key right here. And then I'm going to go back to my state, and I'm going to color it in. What I'm not going to do is I am not going to jam this over the red box that I made so that it makes some disgusting brown color that I can't see or tell what it means. Give yourself some space. Take your time. Do a nice job coloring this map so it's nice and neat. And you're going to fill that in with the same color. Then I'm going to go back to New Jersey on my table, and I'm going to say, okay, New Jersey has like 180 some thousand people living in it. That puts it in the medium state column. So if it's a medium state, I need to pick a new color for that. I'm going to use pink. Come back once you've got your key filled in, go to New Jersey, and go ahead and get that colored in. At this point, video's going to stop. You're going to have time to catch up on those 2 states, and then you're going to go ahead through and do the other 11 states on your own. Remember that when we're looking at Massachusetts up here and Maine all the way up top, Maine is not a state yet, so Massachusetts has 2 lines going to the same spot. Remember to get both those places labeled as Massachusetts. That's the same thing. You're going to work through the other 11 states, and then we'll get cleaned up at the end of class.